What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at a relic of a unit here. And you know, it feels weird saying that because it doesn't feel like it was that long ago that his rebirth was announced in the game. But as you guys see by the circle at the bottom, we are showing off Majuub, and I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you are new, hit that subscribe button for more content. And like I said, it doesn't feel like it's been that long since this unit actually went ahead and awakened, but there he is right there. I'm trying to get as much key as I can on him, so I was very lucky there. Anyways, but it has been, you know, this unit, he's very old, and he comes from a time where he was initially one of the worst SSRs in the game prior to getting his rebirth, if not the individual worst SSR in the game, especially when some of the other candidates for that title, like the physical Xenoverse Trunks, that is, of course, base form. But when he got his rebirth, you know, that basically opened up the door for Majuub to take that spot. And then he became a meme that, you know, the meme that basically that Trunks was at a point, and everybody hated him. And we're going to try to relive the past a little bit and show off the unit because he did get a lot better with his awakening. I do want to point that out there. He's not trash. He's not horrible. He's not any of those things. He's just an average unit. That's the way I like to quantify him, especially if you want to go ahead and put any orbs into him. But I do think that he does have viability and he can be useful. But part of the reason why I wanted to show this off anyway is because with the full power Super Saiyan Goku stuff coming out in a few days, I kind of had the idea like, hey, you know, it would be interesting to see a new Majuub, or Oob, I guess, but it will be interesting to see a new Oob that comes out on the banner. I would honestly not be opposed to an Oob Dokkan Festival. You know, some people aren't fans of GT. It's not that I'm particularly the biggest fan. I just want more variety. I'm tired of like the same characters, you know? Goku and Vegeta, you know, and then sporadic villains here and there. So Oob is totally different. And I thought that it would be worthwhile to show this unit off. So without further ado, let's go ahead and show him off here. So these are the stats that he has. I did give him a few more orbs. I'm still saving. I have almost enough, aside from what I gave him today, for another STR 100%. So I'm debating who that'll be, right? Anyways, his super attack gives all types 3 key. That's how you know flat out that he's an old rebirth, because if he were to rebirth today with the leader skill that he initially had, which I think was the exact same, it was 3 key when HP is 80% or above. And we were looking at this rebirth like, oh my gosh, that's actually a really good leader skill at that time, you know? And that's around the time LR androids were new and they had 4 key, and it's like, oh, this is great. But if he came out now, he'd have like maybe 40 or 50% as well to all stats. So yeah, that's how things are these days. Supreme damage, which is awesome. He had extreme previously, I believe. And he lowers the enemy's attack, which, you know, that does get nullified on new events. I really dislike that, but still, it is a good mechanic. You can utilize it in a lot of different scenarios. Now, the kicker for this unit, and this is where he really has aged, and he will show his age as the game progresses, is the flat boost passive. There's no way around that. Attack and defense plus 7,000 under lower leader skills was actually really freaking good. But the stronger the percentage leader skills get, the worse this is. And we see that with units that are still very good in the game, I would say, like Super Saiyan Blue, Kaioken Goku. He's really good despite having something like that, but it can't be ignored, it can't be denied. The fact that eventually that unit will start falling off more than he already has as a viable unit, and Oob is no exception to that rule. And just for comparison's sake, that Goku that I'm talking about, his flat boost percentage passive, or flat boost passive, is 20,000 and 10,000, so it's a lot better than Oob's. So that's how things are shaking out. And we are using him on this category team. Let's go ahead and get started, though. We're using him on this category team. The reason behind it is because, funnily enough, it is the only category he has available to him. Now, you may be like, well, that's not too bad. You know, that's probably expected. But let me show you this. Well, actually, I'll show it after these guys get their round of attacks. And let me show you something, okay? And by the way, if you're wondering why a couple of units are here that are not in this category, that's because they're here because they are here to trigger Oob's links. Oob is in a very bad situation. He has no friends really in this category. Like there's no GT Majin Buu to trigger his Majin links, which I believe the Majin link is the only link we will not have activated. He does not have any friends in this category. It's just that simple. But I do want to kind of tell you guys his links now that I mentioned that. I'm going to pull that back up on my computer. He has Rival Duo, which is a 10% attack and attacked enemies lose 15% defense link. Master of Magic, which would be something he could proc with the physical Majin Buu, or like the Buras, and I believe Babidis, and Toa, and a few units like that, right? So those are the types of units. He has the Majin link, which is a 10% attack and defense link that he gets with the other Majin units in the game. So he would be able to get that, and that's something that's not accessible. He has Cold Judgment, which is 20% defense boost. LR Trunks, for example, has that. I could have put him on, but I didn't really care. But we are going to trigger Cold Judgment anyway, because Kibito Kai does have this link, I believe. Yes, he does. Aside from that, this unit has GT, he has Fused Fighter, and he has Shattering the Limit / Rebirth as a link. And basically, we're able to use Rival Duo, we're able to use Master of Magic, I believe, and Cold Judgment alongside, no, that's it. I think we're able to trigger those 3 links whenever I have this exact rotation. So, funnily enough, this is Oob's best possible rotation already here. And the kicker is, too, we were able to get the passive for Kid Buu active as well, because we had just enough HP. So let me use this just because I want to really pop Oob off a little bit, man. I want to show Oob just having supreme dominance, right? So I'm going to show you guys what I was talking about right after I click these orbs for Oob right here. Also, Kibito Kai needs to awaken, because this unit could be such a good support unit for the Potara category, or like ROG, like the teams this unit can be on. He's actually got a really good set of categories available to him. 2 key when HP is above 50%. Power bestowed by Kami. We have Fused Fighter here, which is another link that he's getting with Oob. He's getting this link here with Oob, which is, I believe this is Master of Magic right here. Yeah, 15%. So that's the attack link that Oob is triggering, aside from Majin, which would be another 10% for attack and defense. Master of Magic again. And then he also has this link right here. This is Rival Duo. So 10% attack up, and the enemy that they hit loses 15% defense. And then Cold Judgment, 20% defense here for Majuub. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I was too busy explaining what I was going to show you guys momentarily and all that stuff that I forgot that I brought this Kid Buu exactly for Majin. And the passive. I was like, yeah, wait a minute. We do get Majin, because I was like, you know, he's actually, Kibito Kai is triggering everything. What is Kid Buu here for? That makes sense. There was one of those classic DFree moments. But this is what I was going to show you guys, because I was just thinking ahead, right? This. So these are the Oobs that are currently in the game right now, by the way. Oob Youth, Oob Teen, and Majuub, which is technically Teen, but just fused with Buu. So here's the deal. The first couple, I believe, were given out as tournament rewards. I don't even know if Global ever got the STR one, but I know they got the AGL one as a mission reward, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, the STR was a tournament reward, but nonetheless, they suck these days anyway. So does Oob Teen. You guys have probably seen him summoned or summoned him yourself several times. He's on the banners. And then we have Majuub. Every other Oob except for the one that we are using in this video, and this is why this is relevant, has access to the Resurrected Warriors link. Because, or category, which makes sense because Oob is the reincarnation of Majin Buu. If you're gonna give the friggin' category to young Oob, I don't really understand why you wouldn't give it to Majuub. You know what? Scratch that. I guess I kind of understand why you wouldn't give it to Majuub. If you're being super liberal and wanting to be cheeky with the concept of Majuub, technically he rejoined with Majin Buu, who, you know, that makes sense. Kinda, you know. But I still was like, come on now. That's a 170% one that he could have been available to be used on. So that's one of the things I do want to point out here. So basically, I should have checked the defense. You guys might have seen it, though. Basically, this is this unit's best rotation, though, all things considered. But I did want to show you guys that there are other Oobs. It's just unfortunate that this one happens to be the only Oob that does not get access to such a premium category leader skill. So there we go. First attack, 670. Additional coming through. We did get a critical hit on the first hit. And for you global players, this is the Gogeta event, of course, if you were not familiar with it. As you see as well, he's tanking very well. He only took 50 damage, so not mad. But again, I can't wait for Kibito Kai to awaken. I have wanted that unit to awaken since these categories first came out. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, Kibito Kai about to be optimal. He's about to get an awakening, about to be optimal on fusions, before we realized that fusions was literally just fusion dance, right? I was like, this is going to be insane. This is going to be so fun. And yeah, it didn't happen. And you know what? Oob is like Super 17, and I think a select couple of other units that have Fused Fighter that are technically fusions, but since they're not fusing with Potara or doing the fusion dance, or by extension from Dragon Ball Fusions doing the fusion dance with the bands, and you know, it's some sort of different merging, like Super 17, for example. They're not parts of the category, unfortunately. So that's another thing. Oob has Fused Fighter because he's technically a Fused Fighter, but he's not a part of any of the Fused categories, which is why initially we thought that the Fusion category was going to be literally everybody with the Fused Fighter link, but they wound up taking liberties and splitting it all up. In fact, I think those are the only 2 guys. Maybe there's another one. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and proceed from there. Oob at least gets GT here. He doesn't get the most support, but it's fine. Kibito Kai is now off of the rotation. I do want to see Oob's stats without Kibito Kai, 56 and 87. Defense is a little bit higher, I believe, still from the item. But still, as you can see, though, this unit is pretty solid, and he can definitely be really good on the Super Battle Road stage as well. Now, you want to kind of be aware that, I just realized that the volume's kind of loud, my bad. You want to be aware that, you know, when it comes to this unit, there are some things that he's not super great at. You know, he's just average at best at everything, and also the reducing of attack helps him out a lot. You see, he's taking very, very minimal amounts of damage. Again, we have the super support Boo there, so next time I see Kibito, I'm going to kick Boo off of the rotation as well. But still, like, I think Majuub, like I said, I'm not going to ever confuse him or try to claim that he's great or amazing or spectacular as a unit or anything like that. But I definitely think that there is a place, and especially, you know, I talked about the inverse. Well, I talked about how it can be a negative that the category leader skills are getting so OP that these units that have these flat boost passives, they simply won't be able to sustain or keep up with that, you know? But there's also an inverse to that, because it's not like they're not going to get better. They're going to get better. It's just in comparison to the units that have percentage-based ones, and this is where the Super Saiyan Blue Goku, AGL type versus Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken debate comes in. You know, versus those types of units that have a percentage, and then they also have a lot of orbs invested, they just can't compete with that, but they'll still be a lot better. So under a 170, of course, Oob would totally be better. You know, and I think when we get under 200s and stuff, yeah, it's going to be wild. So this time around, we don't actually get access to the passive for Oob there, but I do at least get Pan here. So Pan's pretty cool because she's able to buff the attack whenever she launches a super, so we are going to go ahead and do that. I'll heal here. We already lost Kid Boo's passive, I believe, because it's above 80%. Oh my gosh, if they decide to extreme Z awaken this unit and drop this restriction down to friggin' 50%, I swear. I swear, he's gonna be like Turles. You guys see Turles on all these teams, and like, why is Turles on this team? He doesn't belong here. He's not a part of this category. This Majin Buu is gonna be on all those same teams, and you're gonna have double supports that are insane. It's going to be pretty wild. All right, 10k damage there. This guy's going to hit me pretty hard here, but we're not worried about that. Wow, you got to pick on your granddaughter? That's how you feel? I love that close-up so much. It looks so nice. 86k. Pan, do your thing. Pan's actually SA10 if you're wondering, but she's not going to do very much here. This is not her ballpark. Majuub's attack is barely at 400k or so, a little bit above that. But I do want to point out that it's unfortunate that I didn't rainbow him, because I want to show him off at 100. I don't have the orbs for it. Oh, I do. I'm saving him for something else. Like, I want to save him for a more premium unit. But I'm just so excited for him because I know he'd be doing upwards of 700k or so with Rainbow Sora, even though he's only getting 7,000. I'm still kind of upset about the Majin thing earlier. I was like, yeah, there's no Majin. And then I go on for like another 3 minutes talking and explaining all that. And I'm like, wait. Duh. That's why you brought Kid Buu here. Because you know what? Sometimes what I do is I open it all up on my computer, get the stuff set up, get my team, I get on the Dokkan stage, and then I leave and go watch TV or whatever for like 2 hours until I decide to finally get to working. And that's what I did today. I went to go watch Netflix, and I came back. I was like, okay, cool, let's go ahead and record. And I was like, oh, snap, I forgot. I had literally took the time to set this up the way I wanted it. Oh, man. Okay, so we're getting a few hits in. We're going to have Kibito Kai alongside Pan as well next round, and our boy Oob. So, great rotation. We've shown him off a little bit without the Bulma item active, so I think it's about time we trigger it again. And I want to try to see if he can maybe get a crit and do some really good damage here. And this event is one of the ones where his mechanic doesn't utilize properly, or it can't be utilized properly, the attack reduction one. It's not even like it's that great, because it's actually a normal reduction, so it wouldn't have been anything spectacular anyway, even if it could utilize. Oh man, I meant to check his stats before this, but okay, we're good. It's fine, whatever. 55k defense is pretty solid. That's actually really good. Even because the item's buffing it, but still, It's only buffing it by 1/5, 20%. It's really not that big of a buff, to be honest. All right, Kibito Kai, the true MVP. This is really your showcase. I'm upset that I don't have you SA10, though. I thought I've had enough to get him SA10. I probably have pulled enough, just have been bobbing them or something. I don't know, but I need to pay attention to that. 555,000 attack stat. Pretty awesome. All right, well, he got a crit additional, so that's pretty cool. Unfortunately, it was a normal. Wow, now you first your granddaughter, now you're student, huh? You just like picking on little kids, huh? Or teenage kids. Oh my gosh, 500 damage. 100 damage. I still would have thought he would have done like at least some thousands, but I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I had the item, the whatever, Luis or whatever, and his defense was pretty high, and he had type advantage. But still, I still feel like I should be surprised at the same time. Okay, well, I think that's about time. I think that SS4 Gogeta, you can go ahead and bring us home. Shout out to the boy Majuub. Shout out to the boy Kibito Kai. Shout out to Pan as well. And, you know, and their assistance in making the dream a reality, making the dream come true for the boy Majuub. Bustin' Rhymes, it's been a while. It has been a while. And that is it, guys. So I hope you all enjoyed. Subscribe if you were new. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And hopefully, like I was saying initially, we get a new Majuub. I want to see a new Majuub. I want to see more GT characters, because I thought that, you know, whether I like GT or not, or whether somebody else likes GT or not, I don't think that's relevant, because you can still like and appreciate the characters. Like a lot of people like Super Saiyan 4 Goku, for example, but don't indirectly hate GT, you know what I'm saying? So there are extensions, and that extends to a lot of other cool characters like Omega and, you know, the other SS4s and stuff. So anyways, have an awesome day. I will catch you all in the next Dokkan Battle video.